Hickok 45 here. Look what I have. I got me a metal gun. Yes, made of metal. Yep, it's called the M&P 9 2.0 metal. I believe that's the name. I've seen it under so many different names. But it's metal. That's the key part. It has a metal frame. Who'd have thunk it? Someone would create a handgun with a metal frame. Right, John Browning? Let's take a couple shots. We appreciate their support too. Boom. The American Bowling Association. Is there such a thing? There probably is. I think there is, actually. That one's getting chewed up. Yeah, it's empty. Holds 17 rounds. Comes with 2 magazines, 17 round magazines. And that's all I have. I was thinking I could use my my current M&P that I own, but it's a compact. And I actually didn't even realize this was not a compact. I think in terms of compact pistols so much, and M&Ps especially, I guess. But this is a full size and kind of competition ready, maybe. You know, it could be used for anything, but it's different in that the frame is not polymer. Okay, if you didn't catch that, and it's got some polymer swells on it and things to help with the grip. And to change the grip, you got replaceable back straps, 3 or 4 of them, come with the firearm to fit your little hand or your big hand. Okay, I didn't change this one out, but it's pretty simple to do. We're empty. You got this little gizmo here. You pull it out, take that off, pop it back in there. Works pretty simply. So yeah, pretty flexible. Pretty. It's got a tungsten gray Cerakote finish on it. I kind of like that. I think it's a good looking firearm, even though the slide and the barrel are stainless. The finish is Cerakote. So, I'll let you take a better look at it. Maybe I'll reload this mag, perhaps. So, I don't know anything about the gun, but I thought we'd shoot it. How's that? No, I know a little bit. I'll tell you what, before I forget, I'll put some hollow points in here, because I tend to forget that sometimes. You might want this gun, this pistol, for a defensive pistol. Who knows? So, I've got some punch, and I've got some, these are, the micro. It's just not a micro gun, but I'll shoot some of them anyway. Mainly just making sure the hollow point functions. Okay, I'll mix these up even. I'll just use up this box of punch, because it could be a defensive pistol for you. It's not light, it's 30 ounces, but most big pistols are going to weigh a little bit. As I understand, the metal frame versus the polymer frame on this pistol adds a couple of ounces. So you go from about 28 to 30. Kentucky math, right? If this weighs 30, which it's supposed to weigh 30. So you get a couple more ounces. I do talk a lot about weight, make a big deal out of it on smaller pistols, but an ounce or two can make a big difference in a whatever, P365 or some kind of pocket gun or whatever. But I guess on a pistol this big to begin with, and in that category to begin with, if it's 28 ounces versus 30 ounces, I don't know how much difference that's going to make to most people. You're going to be carrying this thing in a good belt holster, right? Maybe even just for competition, or maybe it's a home defense firearm. Maybe it's just a range plinker like I'm doing right now, And so a couple of ounces, of course, doesn't make a big difference to most people. And so, you might prefer the metal over the polymer. Some people still haven't gotten used to polymer in a firearm, in a hand or anything. In the pocket comb, they don't like polymer. And certainly in a firearm, John Browning is probably the same way, right? So, here you go. You've got a pistol made of metal. Now, it's an aluminum, but it's been pointed out to me on the internet that alloy, it could be a lot of things, right? Well, it's an alloy frame. It's what we usually call an aluminum frame. It's what, 7076, I think, 7075 T6 is the alloy. That's the aluminum that is in the frame. And so that's strong stuff. I believe that's the same stuff that's used in a lot of AR-15 lowers and uppers, probably the uppers or whatever. So it's good stuff, I guess, and should hold up. Makes it a little more rigid, I suppose, than, let's go ahead and try this whole thing, than polymer. I don't know that I can tell a difference in the rigidity or not. I don't know. Obviously, if it's metal, it feels very, very solid. And there's something appealing about it, as much as I have no problem with polymer pistols, as you know. So we're going to holler points, cowboy. You're in trouble. Yeah. So are you 2-liter right here in front of my face. Yeah. Gave that bowling pin a washing, didn't I? That's a good shooter. Let's put a hollow point. Let's put a hollow point on the gong. You want to? I'll bet it will really hurt the gong. Let's see where I can see it. There he is. I don't want to cut that tree down. That would be mean, wouldn't it? Nice poplar tree. All right. See if we can get old Mr. Gong. All right. With a hollow point. You reckon it's expanding on that gong? Let's try the propane tank again. Yeah, it's had a couple of rounds left. So it fed hollow points, so maybe it would qualify as a defensive pistol, not just competition and plinking. Handguns are used for so many different things. It depends on the firearm, it depends on you, doesn't it? Your interests and what kinds of shooting you like to do. If you mainly just go to the range and plink, which is what most shooting is, well, 99%, you know, it's always nice to have a pistol you can hit with, isn't it? Something that's I don't know, easy to shoot well. That's good for any firearm, right? And whatever the size is, you want to be able to shoot it well, and it's fun to shoot. And that's primary. If you're getting into firearms, you want something you can shoot, not something you're struggling with, and you want a quality firearm. So this one is it's pretty neat. Hopefully you're tuning into the Sunday morning videos I do every Sunday morning, and I shot this for the first time recently in a Sunday video. The first shots I'd fired with it, and I don't know what I was expecting. I just thought it felt pretty good. Let's shoot it, take some shots, first shots while you all are here watching me, and that's what I did. And you might recall that I was I was just kind of surprised Sunday morning shooting that thing and how good it felt, and I was able to hit whatever I wanted to hit pretty easily, and on that day at least. And the trigger, you know, the trigger surprised me. I didn't know they'd improved their trigger. Smith & Wesson with their M&P series, maybe all of those, I guess, they have a reputation, as you all know, many of you, for keeping, who is it, Apex, in business. Apex, I don't know, what's their name, Apex Triggers, or is Apex, I think just in general, they make a lot of gun parts maybe. But I mean, go on the internet and ask about Smith & Wesson, M&P, and other firearms too, about trigger. How can I improve the trigger? You know, like about half the comments or more will come back. Get an Apex spring or Apex trigger, that kind of thing. So that's just kind of par for the course on an M&P pistol. Sorry, Smith & Wesson, but it's just the truth, isn't it? Over the years, they have gritty triggers generally. They're not horrible, but they're kind of gritty. Even when they have a nice break, they'll be a little bit gritty and different things. And like mine, this is my compact M&P 2.0. It's not a bad trigger at all. It breaks further back than this. I don't like that. And it's also a little gritty, just a little bit. I can feel it, as you pull through. Now, it doesn't keep you from shooting it pretty well. But this one is nice. It is nice. It's more of a flat face. It's got a better, I think, trigger stop back there. As soon as it breaks, it kind of stops. And then the reset is very short. So it's a very nice trigger. This might be the best trigger I have felt on an M&P. All right, it's not like I'm trying to sell these. But I don't know. I've always liked M&Ps okay. This one might be my favorite to date. All right, well, actually, I'm not going to date the gun, but, as of today, it's my favorite. All right, let's shoot something. Oh, man. Nothing like a nice shooting pistol to make your day. This stuff sells, not cheap. I think it's about $900 MSRP. Okay, so it ain't cheap. But if you need to kill a hog like I do right now, you just gotta spend the money, right? Boom. There you go. Yeah, I kind of like it. And I don't know, I kind of like the metal in this big gun. Now, if you're talking about a small gun, pocket gun, some concealed carry gun where you're trying to get the smallest and lightest firearm you possibly can, maybe I just soon stay with polymer, depending on how much difference it makes in the weight. But you know, a firearm like this, I don't know, like, why not? If you could make one out of aluminum, you know, like that, and it'd be good and sturdy and just as good as polymer, I don't know, why not? Maybe why not offer both options? Let's try Mr. Gong again. Let's try Mr. Turkey. All right. It's good for turkey game too. I'm gonna hit the gong again if I can. I like that sound. Yeah, really nice reset. Really nice. I'll tell you, I could shoot this thing all day. I won't keep you all day. Anything else you need to know about it? Let's see. I've given you a price. You got ambi controls and your slide locks, reversible mag release. You know, different back straps you can put on, as I said. You got pick rail up here, 3-dot sights, they're adjustable for windage, and then of course it's optic ready. You know, sorry about that, folks. That's the first thing most people would have mentioned, right? But knowing me, where I don't really like optics on a handgun, I save that for last. Yeah, so it is optic ready. I know many people use them. Just because I don't doesn't mean anything. Just means I'm an idiot, right? I'm a dinosaur, but I don't typically use them. But many of you do, and almost goes without saying, who's going to produce a pistol these days that isn't very flexible in terms of accommodating most of the common optics that are out there, you know, RMRs or red dots, whatever y'all call them, for the pistols. You know, you're just not going to sell as many if it's limited in that regard, right? And I think there's different plates and different, you know, adjustments for that came with it and all that for that. So like I said, stainless steel slide. You know, the M&P are handy little guns if you're not familiar with them. They come apart just as simply as any of the others. You do have to pull the trigger, or you have to reach in there and push down the bar or whatever. But, you know, nice little guns to field strip. You need to know how to field strip your firearm in order to keep it safe, right? And, yeah, just nice little firearm. Stainless steel barrel and slide. I did read. It's hard to know these days because they do such a good job of coating them that, you know, used to be stainless steel, look like stainless steel. It don't look like stainless steel all the time these days. So, a little pistol. You know, I don't know. When I think about this and compare with my M17 or, you know, the SIG P320, you know, just as a good shooter, a large gun, full-size shooter. Yeah, no, I mean, this thing feels about as good as my M17 to me. The sights, and can I shoot one mag before I let you go? We'll do that. Okay. There's probably something else I'm forgetting, but that's okay. I wouldn't be me if I remembered everything and told you everything you needed to know, right? So we really appreciate you coming out and enjoying this pistol with us. Okay. Good little shooter. You do have, I do notice they've, I guess that's since this one was made, you know, the serrations on the slide, you can see a little bit different up front, really nice serrations up front. And good serrations, you actually get a bite. They're not fake serrations like some guns have. And, unless I'm not forgetting anything important, other than I should have shut up and let y'all leave about 10 minutes ago, right? Yeah, nice little pistol. I tell you, we're living in the golden age. You know, there are so many great options. How do you decide? How do you decide? Well, bowling pin, you're about chewed up. We're going to finish you off. They just slammed some more steel. So anyway, the M&P 9 2.0 metal. Now, as far as I know, as I'm speaking to you today, which is the day I most often like to speak to you today, I don't know that the compact is out in this yet or in the other models, but I'm sure they will be coming if they're not. I looked at their website. I did look at their Smith & Wesson website, and all I saw was this one last night. But no doubt, I guess no doubt, they'll be coming out with other options in this metal. Seems to be kind of a popular trend these days. Isn't that weird? There's other companies, SIG, your metal frames popping up. Just seems interesting. Are we deciding polymer wasn't the best material? I don't know, but it gives you options. Gives me options. I would assume they will continue to offer this firearm, basically just like this, I guess, with polymer frame. So we have options. But you want a little bit lighter firearm. Maybe it costs a little less. Don't know. And that'd be nice. The more choices, the better. That's the way I always look at it. So anyway, I'm glad you came out and got a look at this firearm. And appreciate Bud's lending it to us. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. Really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com, and also while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.